figure it out by the time I spin around. And good morning, trade pros. Welcome to our morning market update for Wednesday, April the 11th of 2018. This is George Babzoff from Trade Pro Academy, and I want to welcome you to today's morning market update. I'm not wearing the Swanwick glasses, the Swannies. They're downstairs in my car. I forgot them, so I got to go get them before I start trading. But they've been very helpful in terms of helping my eyesight and reducing eye strain. And my sleep's been A-okay. And if it's the placebo effect, I'm happy with it because I'm getting better sleep. Don't tell me about it. All right, in Asia, Japan is down 0.5%. Today, Hong Kong is up 0.6%. China is up 0.6% as well. And India is up 0.2%. So equity's green across the board in Asian markets. And my pocket is blue. I thought I'd throw the blue pocket in there. I don't know why. In Europe at midday, London's down 0.1%, Paris is down 0.4%, and Frankfurt's down 0.5%. So equities in Europe do give off a little bit of the gains. So we start off positive in Asia, let off some of the gains in Europe, and we're starting to sell off a little more intensely here in the United States session. Dow Jones is down 0.7%, S&P futures are down 0.8%, and NASDAQ is down almost an entire percentage point, down 0.9%. Leading into the U.S. Open in just about 30 minutes or so. Okay, we have some significant developments overnight. Donald Trump is considering deploying military action. He's not considering. There's already a Navy ship on its way taking military action against Syria's use of chemical weapons. And I'm not allowed to have an opinion on this stuff. I have an opinion one way or another, but I'll tell you this much: that will not end well. And this morning, he tweeted saying Russia needs our help. Actually, we should work together. So it seems like Donald Trump just gets super aggressive to get some reaction out of people, and then we'll pedal back a few steps to try to negotiate. It's a great tactic, and then stops working. All right. So point I'm trying to make is there's a little bit of fear here over the Syrian situation. Syria is an ally to Russia, and Russia has said that if the United States launches any missiles or any Navy sourced missiles, they're going to shoot them down, and the vehicles that shot the missiles. So, I mean, guys, war is never good. Trade war or physical war is never a good thing for the markets. So even there's a remote, distinct possibility that there might be some double-sided conflict, market will price that in immediately. And that's what we're seeing this morning, a little bit red. All right, in the morning we had the Consumer Price Index. The CPI is a measure of inflation. Last night in our Elite webinar, we went through every single economic indicator that means something and how you could trade it and what assets it will impact. That was an Elite webinar for Elite team members. I think it went awesome. One of them we talked about was CPI. So that CPI number, the core number comes out at 0.2% versus 0.2% expected. So inflation comes right in line with where economists were hoping it to be. All right, so no big deal there. Minus 0.1% versus 0.2% on the overall inflation statistics, and that excludes overall inflation excludes excludes energy and food prices. Those are the two most volatile sources in the CPI basket. So we exclude them. We call that the core basket. Well, the core basket was in line with expectation, but we have a little bit of disinflation. In fact, it's actually deflation from this reading because it's a negative number in the other two sectors, energy and food prices. Okay. How is that going to impact the Federal Reserve's opinion? It's really not. It's telling them that they are doing a good job. If they're expecting a certain number and it comes in line with expectation, it tells them that the economy could maybe sustain even at one or two more additional rate hikes because the inflation is not ticking up. So as long as inflation is not ticking up, they're getting a good amount of base to do more stimulus or to provide. Actually, it's not stimulus, to withdraw more stimulus, if that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, I can explain that in the whole webinar, so we'll save that for another time. All right, I'll explain in the trading room, actually. How about that? 10:30 in the morning, we got our Department of Energy petroleum inventories. This is our crude oil inventory report. I absolutely love this thing. Every single Wednesday of the week, in 1 hour, you can make more money than you make your entire week at your regular job. And that's the beauty of what we do here at TRADEPRO Academy, is knowing when to trade and how to trade it. Crude oil inventory report at 10:30 this morning. There's going to be a massive opportunity. Join us in the trading room and check it out. We'll be trading it there together. I know Steven and I are super excited. Steven, you're excited, right? I love oil inventory days. I wake up in a special happy kind of mood. All right, and then 2 p.m. we have the next volatility event, which is going to be a huge volatility event. we're going to see the Federal Open Market Committee, short form FOMC's meeting minutes from the March meeting. So that's going to come out at 2 p.m. We're going to get a look at one thing that investors are concerned or interested about to hear is how the trade war impacts economic projections by the Federal Reserve. All right, that's kind of what traders will be listening for. And obviously cues for the regular things, signs for a higher increase of interest rates faster and higher interest rates coming up in the next meeting, unwind of the balance sheet. All right, and what else? There's one more that I wanted to say. Economic projections, how they think the economy is going to do in the future. Okay, so those are the things that we're looking to hear or read rather from the economic meeting minutes. They're going to be featured there for the past March meeting. They were released at 2 p.m. There's going to be a lot of volatility around that. All right, so stay tuned. So today we got 10:30 a.m. We've already had the 8:30 report on inflation. 10:30 is the next one. That's oil inventories. Huge opportunity there. 2 p.m. Federal Reserve Open Market. Federal Open Market Committee's meeting minutes released for the meeting of March. There could be something. It's a little less predictable at 2 p.m. though. The 2 p.m. report is less directional and more open to interpretation, whereas crude oil is not. You see some crude oil numbers, they mean something, and traders have to make an adjustment. That's just how it goes. And there's a lot of movement. So that's the difference between the two. So 10:30 is the better one to trade. All right. Whoops, sorry. What else? Facebook yesterday climbs 4.5% after Mark Zuckerberg's, man, I gotta stop kicking the camera. Mark Zuckerberg testified in front of Congress. I watched the whole thing. I watched it from about 2:15 p.m. all the way. I was here in the office about 7. All right, and he was still yapping, and it was an intense questioning period. I'll tell you one thing. He was prepared masterfully. Whoever the lawyer of Zuckerberg was that prepared him from this testimony, please consider working with TRADEPRO Academy as well. We need you. We really do. We could accomplish some great things together. He prepared them masterfully. The way he was answering questions, he was saying stuff without saying anything at all. And he avoided some really big questions. Basically, here's the beauty. Here's what you want to do in Congress. When you're testifying for a Congress, you want to say nothing, but you want to take time saying it. And when you say nothing, you want to commit to nothing, you want to do nothing, and you want to have as little homework as possible. There were a few instances where he said, I'd love to get my people to work with your people to do some stuff. That's not a hard promise. That just basically says, just go away, all right? It's like, Mr. Zuckerberg, you can do this. And it's like, yeah, I'll get my people to work with your people. Anything else? Over there, Christy, all right, just pipe it down. Let's go to the next question. I got to make a dinner meeting. That's kind of, that's the attitude with that. And he didn't really say much. Mark Zuckerberg didn't say much at all. They knew this data was a breach with Cambridge Analytics. The FTC was not notified. All right, he got grilled intensely, and he got put on the spot a few times. Here's the funny part that I found: Mark Zuckerberg does not know if user data is collected after they log out of the Facebook platform online. That's what he just said in Congress. I guarantee you that's a lie. He knows, and the answer is not favorable. That's why he didn't say it. So I was wondering, will he lie under oath in Congress? Will he lie? And I got the answer. All right. Anywho, it was interesting, and it was interesting to see him point out, I started this thing when it was in my dorm room. Like, if it was still something that was started in your dorm room and stayed at that level, then you wouldn't be in Congress, Mr. Zuckerberg. You would be still in your dorm room doing stuff. You've created a multinational corporation worth billions, one of the biggest sources of data on user info, and you've convinced people to give them your information for free, and you're monetizing on it. You have some responsibility over being a shepherd or protector of that data. The question is, and one of the other things that was interesting, one of the senators brought out a huge stack of papers like this, said, this is your user agreement. Is it reasonable for anyone to read this? And he says, well, they should. And he's like, how many percentage of your people do you know that fully have read it? He's like, I don't know, but I would imagine it's not many. and the senator said, well, reasonably nobody would read this, so that's a no. So, oh man, they gave it to him, poor guy. It wouldn't be easy to go through a session like that. But anyways, what I'm saying is Mark Zuckerberg didn't reveal anything, made no commitments. Facebook stock popped up a little bit. I don't think that means that this is all over. I think that this rally in Facebook shares is a great shorting opportunity. Personally, I'm looking to get some put spreads on Facebook in the next 1 to 2 days. Today he testifies as well, so remember that, second day of testimony. And there's going to be some more volatility in FANG. So let's wrap it up and say this. Inflation numbers came out, not so bad, not so good this morning. Crude oil's coming out at 10:30. 2 p.m. we got the Fed meeting minutes. Zuckerberg's testifying today, and that could have significant volatility if it spills the beans on anything. And Facebook, also on FANG stocks overall, and also this any regulation that comes out could have an impact on NASDAQ, all markets as a whole. All right, and on top of that, we got a potential airstrike on Syria or Navy strike on Syria that Russia's going to shoot rockets down from. We got a trade war that we haven't really heard China and how they're going to respond to it. President Xi had a speech in China and it was misinterpreted widely, which does not mean he's seceding, but it sounded like it. And so we got a lot of stuff on the back of this market, and that's why any rallies are getting sold off. If there's a rally right now and I'm an institutional trader, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know this. I'm in heavy on this trade. I'm going down the corner of the racetrack and I'm coming in flying hot. I got to put the brakes on a little bit. And that's what institutional traders are using these rallies as an opportunity to do. Be cautious out there. I have to throw that in there. All right. Any other questions? Too bad. Hold them till tomorrow. That's it for today. You guys have yourselves an awesome day. Thanks a bunch for coming out. Be careful out there. There's a lot of volatility-driven events that could happen today. Today's a massive day, the biggest day of the week. Tons of news potential. Tons of market movers happening here today. If you're a swing trader, tighten your stop. If you're a day trader, oh baby, we're going for a ride. We're going to take this thing up and down. Wherever it goes, we're going to make money. I have a sense that it's going to go to the downside. If I'm wrong, you better believe it. I'll be making money back to the upside. I'm not wrong for long, and I'm not scared to be wrong initially. All right, I have no fear about doing the wrong trade at the beginning. Just don't be wrong for long, and then reverse and make some money on it. One of the biggest things that will get you killed as a trader and an investor overall is seeking to be right over seeking to be profitable. All right. Try to put some money in your pocket. Don't worry about your opinion. Your opinion doesn't matter. All right. This is not a white collar job. This is a blue collar job because you get paid for doing something, not knowing something. You guys take care. See you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. For another morning market update. Tomorrow's Thursday. It'll slow down a bit, but I'm sure we'll have some more volatile events in the press and in the news. Take care. Have a great day. Manage your risk trade at TRADEPRO. All right. Adios. I'll have my orange shades for you guys tomorrow. Patented chair spin in 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow. Trade pros, let's open up the room. Let's draw some levels. I'm really excited about crude oil. I think we're going to get a lot of opportunity today. A lot of trading opportunity, that's for sure. And we're going to mark out some levels here. Hang on. Let me just shut down the YouTube broadcast. YouTube, take care. Thank you for stopping by. See you tomorrow.